What is going on, everybody? My name is Japes and welcome to big episode number 50 in my path to power. I've got a long episode and I wanted to do all gameplay for you guys. So we got a lot of matches coming up. Before we get into the matches though, if you're looking to purchase some FIFA Ultimate Team coins, check out FUT Coin Emporium. They're cheap, quick, and reliable. Their link will be in the description down below. So we're getting things started. Our French League 1 silver side, and I believe this is just a single match, but you saw we matched up with a full gold team. This guy was using Muniain as his center forward in a 4-3-3 false 9. Getting things started though, you seen the machine. Benzia over the top through ball and it finds him at his feet. He does well to control it and then to poke it beyond the keeper. So this French League 1 side, let's talk about it. On the attack, it is actually quite good. It can keep up with gold sides, I'd say. Defensively, even though the two center backs and outside backs are actually rather good, there seems to be something lacking. Something is maybe not quite right, and I'm not referring to I'm not referring to them being bad, or I think it's more it's just the silver. It's the silver side and the way they are this year on Ultimate Team. If you make a mistake defensively or in the midfield, the silver players cannot. There's not as much of a leeway in terms of those mistakes. You can't get away with them as well. The sides are very nice for keeping possession, and Benzia and Mayuka do a wonderful job getting in behind the defense. And then Anan, as it's pronounced properly, and I meant to mention this in the I've looked it up after the last episode. Apparently, this guy was in a really bad car accident, and he's now fighting to essentially see if he'll even be able to play football again. So I thought that was pretty crazy, a pretty crazy fact, and something that I should mention just because some of you guys will know this and some of you guys won't. And when I play with players that I might not know a lot about, I tend to look them up, whether it just be as simple as looking up their Wikipedia page or, looking up their player stats, what clubs they've played for, all sorts of different things. I tend to look them up because I want to know a little bit about them. And that's kind of the fun part of Ultimate Teams. You discover a player that you think's really nice on Ultimate Team and you decide to find out a little bit about that player's career in real footy. And that's one of the fun parts. And that's why I used to absolutely love making silver teams. Because it helped me to discover a lot of different players. And this is a fantastic passing move. I was really happy with this. This guy kind of gets baited in right here. Nice little 1-2 pass. He's playing up too tight, gonna get free, and Mayuka makes a lovely run to the near post, and that is an easy header by him to give me a very convincing lead at this point in the match. So we are going to be heading, let's see, I think this was a single match though. I think I'm still rolling with the single matches with the League 1 side. I wasn't confident enough to take them into divisions yet, though I think I'm going to, because they're pretty good and I really enjoy playing with this team. And you guys saw my Silver Portuguese League team earlier today, another team that I really enjoy playing with. There's something just so rewarding about using silver players, and it's really brought foot back to life a little bit for me this year, which is absolutely fantastic. But another goal there from Benzia. He's so good, guys. He's one of those players that you look at his stats and you're like, he's all right. And then you get him and he just does things way better than you'd expect. I need you guys to leave me a comment though. Let me know what chemistry styles you would like to see me use on my two strikers. Now, as I mentioned earlier on in this week's episodes, I really enjoy the sniper chemistry style at the moment. But what I'm doing on the screen right now is I'm going to sell remove, mainly sell though, everybody that's not essentially in my starting 11 and maybe a few subs. So I'm going to keep De Bruyne because he's just a fantastic player, and I'm going to keep Deulofeu as well. But I'm going to sell everybody on. I'm going to put the French silvers on the bench. Now I can swap fitness side for my, BPL side back and forth nice and easy. And I still have about 80,000 coins, but I don't know what to do with them at this point. Some of you guys are going to be like, well, James, just improve your BPL team. Pretty plain and simple what you should be doing. But I don't know if I want to stick with the BPL. And if I do, I'm not sure which positions I want to add a marquee player to, because for the most part, that team plays pretty well. Horrible mistake for me right there. Absolutely terrible. I thought I'd be able to pass it back on the ground. However, I'll explain why. He headed it, and it's really all down to the timing. If I hit A too early, or if I had even hit it that early, then I could say that I released it too early. But I needed to wait for the ball to be a bit lower so that my player would use his feet to think about making the pass. Getting things started, Kevin Morales, lovely through run. I'm down already. And look at this for a finish. Thundering strike into the far corner from the Belgian. He's a fantastic finisher, much better than Deulofeu is in that sense. But Deulofeu is a better creator for Benteke, if we can kind of look at it that way. And this is a season's match, and it's actually going to end 1-1. So really, really frustrating looking back on this game, because the one goal that I gave up, absolutely my fault. Goal I scored was just a nice little counterattack, and that's kind of what Divisions is about from time to time. So the higher you get up, the less leeway there is for those mistakes, because you're not going to get the options. Now I went into the Movember Cup, and I'm going to use my silver team because, like I said before, really, really just enjoying this side and wanting to get in as many games as possible. And I moved from single matches now to cups, and cups are going to be the test where how do I match up with gold teams, and how do I match, because these guys in the cup might not necessarily be in Division 3, Division 4, Division 2, Division 1, but they're probably going to have pretty nice gold sides. So I want to see how this team matches up. Now, I definitely have the pace with players like Mayuka up front, and this is a tidy little move, nice little Burba spin, and I'm just waiting for him to come in. Then I see my gap, and that's a lovely finish in at the corner. When they bring their keeper out, chances are they're not going to react as well, or keepers just don't react as well in this game if you get a decent shot off on goal. And that's exactly what happened there in the 9th minute. If Mayuka still had 5-star weak foot, he would be an absolute menace and an absolute terror in this game. Regardless, though, I need to get a chemistry style on him. I think sniper has to be the way to go for him. He's got 74 dribbling, but if I could get that dribbling up a little higher, he'd be a bit more of a beast. And I thought I'd hit it, and I thought I'd score right there. Benzia, nice little advanced rainbow flick. I was sure that that was going in. Gonna throw this one in, though. Mvuemba actually pretty decent from set pieces. Got high 70s, fairly well-rounded stats. Nice that a center midfielder is that good from a dead ball situation, and crosses this one in. Samuel Umtiti puts it away. But you're going to see another really incredible goal from one of my center backs coming up here later on in the episode. I guess later on in the episode, not really coming up here because I think it's a good little bit away. But nice little passing move right here. Durar is okay as well. I was kind of hoping for more. He'd be a fantastic player if he had 4-star skills. And how about this for the most fortunate goal ever? Bounces it off Benzia, and it goes right back to him. That's some FIFA just... you feel almost guilty scoring a goal like this, and banks it right off of him and then right under the keeper. But I make a huge error right here and just try to play it straightforward. I had options passing it back to my center backs. I did not do that. I tried to rush it forward. 44th minute, Kaká takes advantage with a lovely near post strike. So that's essentially going to bring him back into this game, or at least give him the confidence going to halftime saying, hey, I'm not out of this game. I can put more goals in and I can score. Now we're just after halftime. And again, huge mistake for me. Why am I trying to force this right there? Turn it around, wait for the right back to go out wide, and then play it out wide and work it up the pitch that way. I didn't do that. Again, Kaká picks up a loose ball somewhere just outside the 18-yard box and makes me pay. So both of the goals that I allowed in this game could have easily been prevented. I also could have just banged that one out with Zuma and not thought twice about it. But we're getting started here. Mvuemba finds Anan. Anan, lovely ball to Durar. Durar going to slot that one away nicely. That's a fantastic run. One of the things I really enjoy about this 4-4-2 formation that I've kind of become accustomed to playing is that the outside mids do a really, really good job of getting in behind the outside backs, or the wing backs, as many of you guys always try to correct me. The wing backs or fullbacks. You guys always want me to call them fullbacks. Wing backs, outside backs, fullbacks, to me, it's all the same. They do a really nice job getting in behind them, and it allows me to play that sort of possession style, working it around the top of the box and then waiting for that killer pass. Really nice bit of dribbling to essentially what would have been a penalty. Ends up being a nice rebound for Mayuka, giving him another goal. Right place, right time. I'll take it regardless. And that is a 5-2 victory. So 2 mistakes. Could have very well been a 5-0 victory, but Durar putting 2 goals in for us this game. Actually quite nice. Even though he doesn't have the skills. if he had those skill moves, he'd be so good. Now, I could go out and get Jimmy Briand to play on the right, but I don't necessarily see him being that big of an upgrade from Durar. They're both 74 rated, and I think as a true midfielder, Durar is actually a little bit better. Heading on into the next round of the cup. Again, 4-3-3 Serie A side. This I thought would be a good test for my defense. 4-3-1-2 means quick passing and over the top through balls more often than not. Against Tevez, Balotelli, and Vucinic, I thought it would be quite a good test indeed. But here, just holding up play with Benzia, trying to wait and find the option of where I'm trying to go. There's a nice slicing pass though to Mayuka, and oh, that would have been a nice finish, but rebound. Rebound. Please. Finally. All right, we go in. I'd be pretty frustrated if I was that guy. This keeper didn't hold the, I guess, third chance in that sequence, because Mayuka's chance would be the first chance. I'll watch it back and show you the one that I'm talking about here as it comes up. So this chance I wouldn't have been mad my keeper didn't hold, but it was that one, that next like left foot swing of the boot. I would have been a bit bummed my keeper wasn't able to parry away into a better spot. But you can see the 4-4-2 is working out nicely, and you can see there I had an opportunity to play Mayuka in, but this is the wing or the outside midfielders doing a good job trying to get inside the defenders, and I'm just waiting for my chance and slowly working it around. And Sissoko, I don't know if he's the best option. There are a few other left-sided options that I'm, gonna have a look at. One of them goes by the name of Diego. He's a Brazilian. He's got the 4-star skills, and there's a nice little 1-2 sequence, and that's Kurt Zuma. That's the goal I was talking about. What on earth is my center back doing in that position? I thought that was going to be Anand when I shot the ball. I could not believe that that ended up going in. But you can see in that beginning out replay, Anand drifts all the way back to center back to cover for Zuma. I still don't know what on earth he was doing up there. Regardless, I'll take it. Another defensive error from me right there, and that is trying to rush it out of the back. He makes me pay with Balotelli. Gold players are so good at taking advantage of silvers that when you make a mistake at the back, and that's just something that I need to be more careful with. It's really easy to get caught in possession in this game. You can see though, here this is a much better sequence working it out of the back. I'm able to work it pretty quickly up to my strikers, and Mayuka starts running through. I don't want to force that pass though, kind of waiting, and then Sissoko gets in behind, outside midfielder, and lovely finish into the top corner. I was like, give me some of that dirty talk, my friend. He doesn't really have a great shooting stat, and I bought him more to be a creator over on that left-hand side. I think he only has 2-star weak foot as well, so... and not really expecting him to score goals like this, but sometimes they just get in that position. You feel like having a go, and that's a lovely strike across the keeper. This goal made me sick a little bit. He cleared it out, went right to his player, one touch, and what do you know? Tevez is free and clear, in on goal, rebound, and Balotelli gets the goal. It kind of made, I was just like, oh, come on, FIFA, come the... you guys get the rest of that. But here, another one. Now we're at 3-3, and I'm rubbing my head thinking, how has this happened? I was in such control of this match, or at least I felt like I was in such control of this match, and that was always going to be a goal. Really poor marking from Miguel Lopez. Just absolutely loses Tevez, and that's going to be a goal 10 times out of 10. So what do we do when we need to pull out a win? We use our sweaty tactics and pass this one back, send our man, Big Mayuka in on through, takes it lovely on the chest and finesses it by the keeper to give us our lead yet again. Now, if I win on this goal, that might be a little bit disgusting, but some of the errors were my own, so it's kind of like... you're like, I could have definitely won this game, but I made a few errors. But luckily enough, we're going to get another passing move forward here with Durar out wide. And Durar is, well, that's a fail for me. But I'm going to pick up a loose ball, quite luckily, with Yassine Benzia. There's the chip through ball to Mayuka, and that's a lovely finish past the keeper into the corner, giving us a 5-3 lead and a 5-3 victory in this match. It's been a lot of commentating about the actual gameplay, about the football, but with the new sides, sometimes you have to do that. I want to tell you guys about all the players, how they play, and what it's like using them, so that's what that is all about. I want to thank you guys very much for tuning into this episode, and if you did enjoy it, a like or thumbs up will be greatly appreciated. I will do my best to have a double upload for you tomorrow as well if we can get this episode to 2,000 likes. Other than that, my name is Japes, and I will catch you all next time.